I could throw in there.
And we're live.
Oh, no, we're live. Hey, Valley Bigfoot and ECBRO.
Woohoo!
No, we'll take it back. Valley Bigfoot and Inside Vineyard Squash. Anyway, our guest this evening is Connie Fox. Right now, we're just waiting for her to get everything together, and she'll pop on here, you know. So, if you have any questions for Connie, he's the message guy, and because I can't how to get onto it like that and everything. So let's talk about Ryan. Tell me how your research has come along on day to day.
Oh, it's getting there. I plan on getting out there. Well, I plan on getting out there this weekend. The weather's finally breaking. It was like 64 here today, so hopefully be able to get out there this weekend. I planned on camping next weekend if there's not a lot of rain. But we've had a lot of new things happening along with some of you other guys, like we were discussing the other day about the month of May. I'm really going to try to look into that somehow or some way, get some type of theory going about the month of May, because I think it's relative to everybody's research that's going on. That's one of the questions I was going to ask Connie tonight about her area, to see if she's got a lot of activity ramping up in the month of May, because I've noticed it all across Florida, Virginia, New York, Carolina, even out west. So I don't think it's just the springtime thing going on. But as far as our research is going, we do a lot of things. We're trying to be conventional, is the best way to put it. We're doing the trail cam thing, but then we're also doing other things on top of that. We recently set it. Hey, Connie.
All right, see if she's got audio. Oh, there she is.
Hello, young lady.
Introducing the new mini club.
Okay, I made it, I think.
Okay,
Right.
hey, can you turn the TV down in the background?
Yeah, hold on, let me jump up, get the remote and turn the TV down.
All right.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, cool. So, Connie, tell us about yourself and what got you into Sasquatching and all that good jazz.
Well, me, I'm just a mother of 4 kids, no high school education, nothing like that. And basically what got me interested, I started watching about them on TV.
Okay.
Then back in 2013, it was right around dusk, I'd been out to my sister's. And when I come home, I caught movement out of the corner of my eyes, because I with my headlights, and I stopped and looked over that way, and that's when I seen something big. All I could see was big red hairy legs at the first. Then when I looked on up, I could see the outline of it because it wasn't completely dark yet. And whatever it was walking away. And as it walked, it would turn its head and would look back at me.
Ah.
So I just sit there watching it. Basically, I was in shock because I realized what I was seeing. And I just sit in the road watching it as it just walked right along. It was right across from my house, and it was just walking right along inside the edge of the woods until it disappeared. But the whole time it walked, it kept, like I said, it kept turning around, looking back at me, and the headlights would catch its eyes, and it would glow. The eyes was glowing red.
What do you think the glowing red means?
I found a print I mean, they were like hitting red headlights hitting a red reflector.
Okay.
Every time it
Right.
would turn
Okay.
back and look, its eyes looked like it was a red reflector.
Oh, okay.
And I know it
So,
wasn't an owl because the eyes were too big and too far apart. And
Oh,
what I
okay.
could tell from what I was seeing, it was about 9 foot tall.
Oh, okay. What you want to say, Leo?
I've heard people, a lot of people talk about red eyes, and I've never heard them say it looked like a red reflector, but that would make perfect sense when, when the car lights hit it.
Yeah. What was the first thing that crossed your mind when you seen it? I mean, what's the first thing that popped in your head when you seen it
Well, when I
walking?
first seen it, I just froze. I wasn't thinking it at first. The longer I sit there and the shock started wearing off, I started realizing what I saw.
Cool. Okay.
And I realized what I saw was Bigfoot, and I couldn't believe it.
Okay. Now, what kind of experiences have you had with them? So, let me ask you this. First off, what year was that you saw that squatch?
2013.
Okay. And what experiences have you had with it from then till now that you've learned about squatch?
In that one. Well, before that, we always thought something kept hitting on my mom's trailer, and we thought it was deer at first,
Oh dear. Okay.
and then one night she had a real big loud. Well, I was up there when that happened. Something hit the back of her trailer real hard. Back of the trailer, there's a big, what looks like to me, a big knuckle print in the trailer.
Hmm. That's pretty.
But
That's
other
pretty
than that, they would smack on her trailer and that.
okay. So
We always thought it was deer hitting it.
right. So how do they act now? From then, now remember you told me last night that instead of hitting the trailer again, what they do is they come up on the porch, they play with them chimes because chimes make a noise. You know, it's very intriguing to them and everything. You know, I mean, how does your mother react to that?
She wants to see one.
So she
Every time she hears the chimes, she'll run out the door and try to see them.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty
All right.
cool.
Okay, we're gonna have the panel ask questions. I'm gonna start from my left, go to my right. So Daniel.
Okay.
Cool. All right, Daniel, you got the first question.
Okay. Well, first of all, you were just talking about, you know, how your mother wants to see one, and she knows they're messing with her chimes. So, is your mother? It sounds like your mother's not scared of them. Is that correct?
No.
That's
No,
pretty
she's
good.
not.
That's
If
good.
anything, she fusses at them.
Oh yeah. So in a way, it also sounds like your mom's kind of like your partner, and just, you know, as a kind of like she's like kind of like an at-home researcher, you know, like giving you all the information. Like, Connie, they're here. They did this today. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Well, it was her fault. It was actually her fault they got in my swimming pool and took a bath.
Whoa. Now, what kind of swimming pool do you have? Above ground or?
Yeah, I got a little 3 foot above ground pool. We was in one day, and I knew they was. We just politely they stunk and they needed to take a bath. Well, that night we went to bed. The next morning, they had took a bath, all right, in my pool.
Wow.
It smelled like them. It took 10 gallons of bleach to get the smell out.
Oh my.
Then that night
Now,
she hollered at him again and told him next time to go down on the creek or pond and take a bath.
huh?
And ain't been back in the pool since.
Well, now,
Huh.
with that being said, have you ever come across any hairs from the or maybe some floating hairs or around the pool?
Well, there was a whole bunch in the bottom of it, but the problem was I treated the pool the night before.
Oh,
So I
so
figured
there,
that
there.
might have damaged it. I mean, there was a whole bunch of hair in the bottom.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
Okay.
Okay, Leo, you got any questions for Connie?
Yeah. Um, First question, how far do you live from your mama?
Actually, it's just a little bit across about, I'd say about 10, 15 feet across from the woods my house is. Because I'm
Yeah.
surrounded by woods.
Okay, so you're both up in the woods and you're pretty close together.
Yeah. And my mom, she's trailer just a few feet behind my house here.
But now they don't knock on your house like they do your mom's.
They have they've done my house a couple of times. But they prefer to hit on her trailer more than the house because the trailer is closer to the woods and my house is closer to a floodlight.
Uh-huh. Do you all have any um or could you get some cheap surveillance equipment or outside cameras just to see if you could catch one?
It's got security cameras that she used on her house, and she's got as soon as she gets them dug out, she's going to give them to me so I can use them. I can hook them right up to my computer and everything. So I'm going to fix one in
Cool.
her trailer and one here at the house facing toward the woods.
Cool.
That way we can try to catch them.
That would be great. I got one more question while I got you. Has your family lived in that same area for generations?
Okay. I've, I've lived here about 20 years, 20 some years.
I was just
So
going
I'm
to say, did
basically
your
from Estill County.
I was just going to ask, if your grandparents, your parents, your grandparents had been there for a good amount of time, did they have any stories of experience?
I know my daughter-in-law's great-grandmother that just died,
Uh-huh.
she was the first one to give me a report on around here. And she was born and raised right in this area here.
There you go.
And she said they've been here as long as she's known. She said when
Yeah.
she was little, she used to, where there used to be another road besides this one. She used to walk it all the time to school. She said they would follow her
Mm-hmm.
to school and then follow her back home.
Uh-huh.
So, and plus all of my other neighbors I've talked to, they tell the same stories.
Yeah, that's
That
kind of
grew up in this area.
the people that have been there 50, 80, 100 years, whatever the families. And so they do have stories
Yeah,
that they've kind of always been in that area.
yeah,
Cool, cool.
yeah. Like they said, they said ones that was here, they never bothered nobody, they never harmed nothing, so they never bothered them.
Yeah,
They just left them alone. Because when I would approach them about just going on the property and look around, oh, you're here to look for the Bigfoots, and it would shock me.
Yeah.
I got a little
Okay.
was
Cool.
having problems with one.
Yeah. Ryan, do you have any
And
questions for? Do you have any questions for Connie?
Yeah, I got a couple.
Okay.
What type of research are you doing? Do you believe in like habituation, or what is your method and your style that you use out in the woods? Like, what things do you do?
I just go out like I'm going for a pleasure walk, like I'm just going out hiking. But I watch where I walk. I watch the ground. I walk so far, then I'll stop and I'll look around and see if I can see any structures or anything. And if I come to an area that I hadn't checked yet, I'll detour off my trail and check it out. Go in that area for a little while, check real good, and then I'll go back to my trail and go on. But every so many feet, I'll stop and look around through the woods and that. And a lot of times, if I hear them, I'll stop and I see where they're at.
Have you ever tried any like wood knocks or
I'm
whoops?
just pleasure walking.
Say that again, Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of times I wait till they do it and then I do it back at them.
Okay, so you are hearing them. They are
There's been a
vocal.
couple of times I've knocked without them knocking first. Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, they're vocal because they scared my sister one night.
If,
But
What do you believe they
a
are?
lot of times if I hear them whistle, I'll whistle back and they'll do it back at me. What I've seen of the faces, the ones here, they look human, but I can't be honest, I couldn't tell you. I just call them a creature. They're human. So I just call them a creature because I'm not sure which.
Right.
But they're fascinating.
They are. Do you have any goal that you have like set for yourself? Like, you know, is it your goal just to interact with them? Is it your goal to, you know, some people want to speak with them, some people want to prove them, some people just want to research them. Do you actually have a goal or you know, goal oriented on what you want to do with your research?
I have never even thought of that. I just enjoy just getting out and finding stuff and sharing it with everybody.
Okay.
I never really thought about that before.
that is interesting. That is very interesting. Have you what kind of tricks do you do like around the house or around your mom's place or somewhere on the property that you know that they're gonna come cruising by, some little tricks like are they gonna let me try here and see if like the little rock stacks or something like that. Have you tried anything like that?
Yeah, but mostly they're sitting and waiting on my pear tree. But I've done things outside where I've stuck stuff out there, and a lot of times they'll move it, and then sometimes they don't even touch it. They just walk around. But a lot of times I think they're just following the deer into the yard. Because I've got deer that come right into my yard.
That's a good possibility right there.
Oh.
How close
This
are you?
place around here is eat up.
How close are you to like town, or do you like live on the outskirts, or
Town.
what was that?
My closest, I got neighbors way up the road and neighbors way down. I've got neighbors way up the road and neighbors way down the road. I more or less just me and my mom in a little closed area here. But like I said, it's woods on all around us.
Is it any type of state forest?
We're closest to the Daniel Boone National Forest.
Daniel Boone National Forest. Yeah, that's
When
in
you
Kentucky. Yeah.
when you and your mom go to town, so to speak, how far do you have to get a grocery store and that kind of thing?
Closest grocery store to us is 8 miles.
Okay.
And then 2 more miles on into town.
Well, and what is the name of that town, if you don't mind?
It's called Beattyville.
Oh, baby, like baby as in like little baby.
Well, it's spelled Beattyville.
Oh,
A lot of people pronounce
Beattyville.
it,
Like
but
Warren
it's
Beatty.
pronounced Beattyville.
Oh.
Okay, gotcha.
Is there any
Yeah.
questions? Yeah, is there any questions out there yet?
Uh, give me 1 second here.
I actually just
See.
looked it up on a map. I was trying to check it out and check the area out, see what it actually looks like.
Before I
know
it's still
where I live right now. I'm 4 miles. I'm 4 miles from the Kentucky River.
What road do you live on, or a near road, or a cross road?
if you want to
It's
say.
Highway 587.
Oh,
let's
okay.
see.
Yeah.
Now, Connie, I don't know. You probably just mentioned this a little while ago. I was actually trying to look something up. Now, vocalizations. Could you share with us like what kind of vocalizations you've heard? And yeah, as far as anywhere from
I've heard screams.
ooh, like
Like I said, I've heard the screams. I've heard whoops.
You hear?
It's hard, I can't even do it like they do it.
Do you hear any
I've
chatter?
heard them do a purring noise.
Do you hear chattering?
I've heard them chatter.
Ah.
Yeah.
awesome.
I've even heard them speaking old Native American language. And that was back last year. Last summer I heard that.
What language do you think? What ancient language do you think they were speaking?
It was but I could tell it sounded was females. I don't know if it was Cherokee or what, because I just know it was Native American.
All right, 'cause around here in my area, they speak ancient Cherokee dialect and everything.
It could be, because what I know of the history of the Kentucky, Shawnee and Cherokee mostly hunted in this state.
Right, right. Any questions, Daniel, from anybody out in
Uh,
the world?
give me 1 second. I'm actually checking the live chat right now.
Oh, okay.
In order for me to pull it up the way I normally look at it, I had to go through something else. No.
I have a question.
All right, hold on. Oh,
I have a
no.
question.
Yeah, go ahead, Leo, because I pushed the wrong button here.
Connie, I was going to ask a minute ago talking about that your ancestors in that area and type of thing. Are you Native American? Because you look
I'm
like
Cherokee.
you're Cherokee. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of had that feeling, and I guess that was kind of part of my question. I didn't really put it out plain and ask, but did your grandparents, ancestors, do you have any folklore and tales about the Sasquatch from your ancestors?
Be honest, I have no idea, because all I know is about my Native American side of the family is that I'm Cherokee. Other than that, when I ask them anything else about it, they clam up like nothing.
Yeah.
They won't talk about it.
Oh, okay, cool. Hey, guys, I'm gonna try something real quick here. See what about the lag. I'm gonna mute everybody except for Connie, and and I want to see if that has anything to do with this. Just hold on for a second here.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see, Rana. Okay.
Hey, I do want to throw one thing out there real quick, Fred.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right now, there's nothing on the live chat, but we do. I see the viewers through my phone.
Yeah.
For those who are viewing and watching, you guys, please feel to share your questions on the live chat. We love your questions, and Connie is here to answer your questions. If there's anything you want to learn about her local area, as far as research and the Bigfoot activity, something that we may not be asking, go ahead and ask your questions right below where you're watching. So the live chat is open. There you go. I just want to throw it out there, let the viewers know they are welcome to ask questions. So.
Okay. Y'all. I mean, I'm trying for an experiment to see what happens here. Okay. All right. Connie. Question I got for you is,
Yeah.
what do you want out of Bigfooting? What is your main goal?
I want I want to try to get close to them enough to where I can learn more about them. Because, like I said, these creatures are interesting as all get out. I want to learn what they're like, how they live, everything, as much as I can.
Okay, that sounds cool. Okay.
So that way,
That way what?
oh heck, I done forgot now.
Do you think they're
Okay.
dangerous?
No, that way I can understand them better. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay. Ryan asked, do you think they're dangerous?
Nope, not the ones around here ain't. If anything, the ones around here are protective. Of me, anyway. I don't know about anybody else, but they are protective of me because they've protected me 3 times already.
Tell us about that.
All right. Let me
All right,
unmute Jamel real quick. Oh, Leo,
all right.
What?
you got any questions?
Yes. Tell us about the times that they have protected you. That sounds very interesting.
The
Ah.
the first time I was on the back end of the old strip mine on the back end at the back road was coming down it, and I didn't know the road had washed out because I wasn't watching where I was going. And I got almost to the bottom, and next thing I know, a big rock flew across in front of me. So I stopped and started looking around. When I looked forward, I was 2 steps from stepping over a bluff into a 30-foot deep, I call it a ravine, with huge boulders in it. If they hadn't have thrown that rock, I'd have went over that bluff.
Cool.
Then last summer,
Oh, okay.
I was down
Yeah.
on the strip mine, and I was looking. Besides squatching, I was looking for them chantel mushrooms or whatever they're called, them orange-looking ones that everybody was crazy about. And I heard a growl and a grunt. Then all of a sudden, I heard heavy footsteps running toward me. So I just calmly, I didn't even look where they come from. I just calmly turned because I knew they was with me that day. So I calmly turned and left. I went back the next day where I was standing at. There was some huge brush. So I looked around to see if I could find any prints. When I went behind that brush, I found cougar tracks. So apparently they weren't I thought they was charging me, but apparently they weren't charging me. They was charging a cougar that was close to me.
Oh, okay. That
Then
sounds cool.
a couple of months ago, I was walking around a trail to an old log road, which leads to an old graveyard. And they was off to my right side, and they started making this purring noise, which I didn't. I just laughed at and walked on until I got a ways ahead on the log road, and there was a truck I'd never seen before parked behind some brush. I don't know if anybody was in it or not because the windows were black, so I turned around and went back home. I think that purring noise they was making at me that day when I went by them, they was trying to warn me a vehicle was there.
Oh, okay. So
they were trying to do a motor sound.
Yeah. So you tell us about how you think they protect you. There you go.
Well, let's see. First with the charging, the rock throwing in front of me was one. Charge was another. Because apparently they was running whatever that cougar off, and the purring noise, they was trying to warn me that they shouldn't be there.
So you think that
they've never done like that before.
Okay, so you think that when someone's in there that's not supposed to be there and you go in there, you think they warn you like, hey, something's wrong, get out of here.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Because I've noticed because
I'm guessing.
Because I've noticed that.
Go ahead, Connie.
Now, I've noticed that when I feel like there's something wrong in the area, they'll get real close to me. But when I don't feel like there's something wrong in the area, they'll spread out away from me.
In other words, they go about their business.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. That's very cool. You know. Have you seen any of the youngins yet? The little jivvies running around when you're out there in the woods?
The babies, I've seen the teens.
Okay. What's the smallest one you've seen?
It was about 6 foot tall.
Oh, yeah, same size.
And it was peeking at me through a fork of a tree. And when I went to get closer to it, get a picture, try to get a good picture of it, it jumped up and took off running.
Ah, interesting. Very interesting.
Have you ever tried to, you said you found tracks earlier, have you ever thought about or tried to cast them?
Yeah, I've been casting tracks. Because I posted not too long ago my collection. And then I got that one the other day.
Yeah, she's got a good collection of them. And everything. All right, Daniel, you got any questions?
Well, let's see. Well, one of the things I was going to ask, I know she had mentioned talking about the terrible smell when they encountered the pool. Let's see. But now, as far as other smells, have you ever experienced any other smells anywhere?
Yeah, one day I was smelling a sickening vanilla smell. I've smelt flowers when there ain't no flowers in season. Then, not too long ago, I smelled a real strong pissy smell that didn't last long. It was real strong for a little bit, and then it was gone.
Okay, now how would you describe it?
Other than that, those are basically the only smells I've really smelled.
Okay.
Was it ammonia style, or how was that like? How would you describe the urine smell?
Yeah, was it like ammonia or like maybe like a deer pee smell? Or was something different?
It wasn't deer pee smell, and it wasn't ammonia smell either. It was something different.
Interesting.
All I know is it was real strong 1 minute, and then the smell just faded away as something was walking off. Because I could hear something walk off as the smell was fading.
Yeah, because it was like with me when I videoed that family group about 2 minutes before I seen them, I got the smell, feces, ammonia. I mean, a couple of nasties together, but the main thing it did, it burned my eyes, it burned my throat, and it burned my nose. Seen them. So I don't know if they
First time I ever smelled one, that's what it smelled like.
Yeah, they ain't they're not very intriguing on that department right there. But what kind of stuff are you gonna start trying? Experiment with to see if to bring them in if you can get a picture of them or a videotape of them or something like that. We'll catch them on video camera.
Right now, I did try something. not too long ago, but it was away from the house. But I'm going to do it a little closer. I took a little a stuffed toy teddy bear, and set it out. It took them a few days to take it, but they took the teddy bear. So I'm going to try them here close to the house, because I know they're around close to the house now.
Yeah.
And I do know
Hmm.
bluegrass music draws them in.
Yeah. There
Because
was
me
a
and my
guy.
program on the radio we listened to for about
That's
2
what.
hours, and they play bluegrass music. And it
Oh.
draws them right in, because we can hear them talking while the music's playing. And as
Sure.
soon as we turn off the radio and the music ends, they leave.
Well, that's funny because Kentucky is the bluegrass state. So
Right?
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. A few years ago, MK Davis had a video of it. This guy tried to videotape a squat. So what he did, he took the eyeballs out of a baby doll and put a camera in the back of its head facing forward. And the squatch picked it up and shook it until the camera fell out and took the baby doll with him.
Hmm.
I remember that.
Huh.
Yeah, they're very intelligent. Say what, Leo?
I said, I don't think I ever saw that. You know, Dave Politis, in his Missing 411, has a few stories of lost children and like little children, 3, 4, 5, and they said a hairy person held my hand and walked me back to camp. So, you know,
Yeah, I
maybe,
remember
you
that one.
know, yeah, there's more than one. So I think maybe there's stories of them taking children, but at the same time, there's stories of them walking a child back. You know, just close enough to not, you know, just close enough that they can see their parents and go to the parents. You know, that's pretty cool.
All right, very interesting.
Do you
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, go ahead, Ryan.
do you know of or do you have any caves in your area?
Several old coal mines here, which I haven't found the entrances to yet, but I do know where the cave is.
Mm.
Which it's not too far, about a couple of miles from my house. And I know they're using the cave.
Huh.
Because I accidentally found it back in the winter. We've been looking for it forever.
So it's a
I
cave.
don't know if there's around here, right in here. No. It's a cave.
It's a cave that then what they went into and coal mined out of, or just a cave?
No, it's a regular cave. Plus, there's several old coal mines here too. Old
Yeah,
abandoned coal mines
I've
that
been
we
in
haven't
an
found
old.
the entrance to yet.
Yeah.
Now we got a couple of ore mines up in St. Mary's, which you got to climb up about 45 feet up on the side of a cliff to get to it, and they have cables coming out going from the cave across the hollow over to the side of the other ridge and dump the gravel and dump the rocks and stuff and all the ore and stuff like
Hmm.
that. Because that's what they would mine it to get the material to take it to Sharando to a furnace where they made cannonballs during the Civil War and everything. Now, here's another question for you.
Sounds like a place we got here called Furnace Mountain.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me ask you this here: do you associate paranormal or UFOs with Sasquatch?
No.
Thank you.
What I seen was flesh and blood.
Cool. All
All
right.
right.
And very
Well,
real.
I got a question from the live chat.
Okay, Connie, this
All right.
question.
Yeah, I want to go ahead. This is a question from. Yeah, this question is from Bobby Reach on the live chat. Oh, excuse me, Bobby Rich. I pronounced his name wrong there. Bobby Rich. He says, just curious. He wants to know if you have any dogmen around or think they are around, or know of neighbor stories of them in your area.
A good question.
Not married. The only story of Dogman that he saw himself, and that was in the county next to me. And he only told me the story once, and after that they clammed up when they tell no more about it. And what he described that night when he came home was a dog man.
Interesting. Did he describe to you what it looked like?
Yeah.
Okay.
He said it was every bit 8 foot tall. It was walking on 2 legs. Its head and face looked just like a dog. It was packing a 800-pound hog under one arm. They had guns with them when they come up on it because they was at a friend's house because something was getting his hogs, and that's how they seen it. They tracked it to a waterfall, and when it turned and growled at them, they hauled Bud out of there and came home and never would go back. But he described that night. He said it was every bit 8 foot tall, broad-shouldered, walking on 2 legs, packing an 800-pound hog under its arm, like it was nothing.
That's a big hog.
He said when I hit it with
That's a
when I
big
shined
hog.
a flashlight on it.
Now, did it?
He said when he shined the flashlight on it, it growled at him, turned and growled at him, and he said I looked at it good, and then we run out of there. They didn't even bother to take a shot at it. They just got out of there.
Yeah.
And my cousin,
Now,
to the day he died, he never would talk about it.
Now, you mentioned 800-pound hog. Could there have been a possibility that was like just an 80-pound hog? 800 pounds, that's like bigger than probably as big as like.
It was 800 pounds.
That's a big damn hog.
I think the
They
biggest.
grow
we used to
huge
raise.
here.
Oh yeah, we get them big. We
Go ahead, Ryan. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Oh no, I said that is a big hog. I was agreeing with you. They're actually like a boar, but I mean, we really don't know the weight, so it was basically a guess that it was an 800-pound hog, which while it was running, it could have been a 400-pound hog. But the biggest I've seen is an 800-pound hog in Texas.
But
I've seen quite a few here.
If you own hogs and raise hogs and butcher hogs and sell hogs, you have a good idea of what they weigh by looking at them. And if it was one of their hogs, they knew which one was missing. They would have already had a good idea about what.
Yeah, it was. It was one of their hogs because.
Yeah, if it was their
night, they was up there because something was taking the hogs, and
yeah, it wasn't like a wild.
They was in the house when they heard the hogs start squealing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Bigfoot picked up a wild boar in the woods, and they happened to see it. It was their hog, so they knew. And maybe it wasn't 800 pounds, maybe it was 600 pounds, but they would have a good idea they knew what hog was missing.
Yeah.
They're hogs. And, you know,
Yeah.
I'm just, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Who knows?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. Because we've raised hogs.
I grew up raising hogs. Or, my daddy raised hogs.
Well, we raised hogs ourselves, and we used to ride them when we were kids. Taking the ear corn, a little mare to
You sound like me. I
and
used to do the
jump
same
on the
thing.
back hole to the ears. That was pretty cool, though.
Hold on to the ears.
Yeah.
We didn't ride the hogs so much, but we did ride the sheep and goats a little bit.
Uh,
Go ahead.
oh yeah, I was just gonna ask Connie another question. I think I asked her this the other day when she was on the phone when she called in. But just curious, coming here the first week of June, June 4th through the 11th. I just wondering if you were gonna come to the coolest Bigfoot groups or organize expedition, the ECBRO, the coolest Bigfoot group closest to you. The ECBRO's annual expedition here in Virginia. um, yeah, like June 4th through the 11th, we're gonna have our.
Still gonna give it a try.
Okay. All right.
I wish
Yeah.
you'd come, Connie, to Fred's biggest Valley Bigfoot expedition camping out.
Yeah, that's right. Lael and her cousin, they're coming up this weekend. They're coming up. They're headed up Friday. I don't know. I mean, if
I heard your wife.
Friday.
I heard your wife is coming up too, Daniel.
who's that?
I don't know. Whoever you're married to.
Oh yeah, I was telling Lael about it.
Yeah.
So.
No, we were talking about
Anyway,
and the subject came up.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. What does your kids think about that? About the big boy outside in the woods? What do they think about it, Connie?
That's the question.
Oh, they think it's cool, but they will not go out with me. Everybody around here is too chicken to go in the woods with me.
All you gotta do is tell them, hey.
They're fascinated as I get with it, but
All you gotta do is tell them all. Yeah. Hey, all you gotta do is tell them, hey, all they are is curiosity. They want to see what you're doing. That's it. Otherwise.
I've told them that they still don't want no part of it.
How old are your kids, Connie?
They're all chicken. Let's see. I never forgot their ages. See, my oldest one, she's dead and gone. Ashley, she's about, I think she's 30. My oldest 31 or 32. Dustin's 20 or about 30, and my youngest is 26.
Wow.
Okay. So they're all grown. You don't have little youngins anymore.
No, I don't have no little ones. The only little ones I got grandbabies. When they bring them around.
I got one son, and he's 12, and he's a pain in the ass, but I wouldn't trade him for $1 billion.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I talk to a lot of people, about Bigfoots all over the place, and I always ask them about the structures. What type of structures have you seen, and have you tried to figure out what they were?
I've started out, first structures I found was a log structure. A big log structure. It was the way it was laid out, it was dome shaped. Then after that I found another log structure, and the way they was laid out, there's no way they fell like that. They had to have been placed. Then I found another one, a teepee structure that was placed, and then there's no way they felt like it because I couldn't find where the logs come from. Then I back the lane where I passed, I hit to go into my summer spot. As soon as I started into the woods, there's a log structure there that was set up. I had put the logs up against the tree like a big teepee.
Oh, okay.
Then I found small ones and that.
Oh, okay. Have you
The log
ever
ones, I'm still blown away about those.
tried to figure out what they meant?
I thought they might have been some kind of summer shelter. Because I know the log one.
Okay, are they around during the winter? Do you
to clean around it?
Yeah. Do you see them more in the summertime or the winter time or the springtime?
Yeah, they hang in here.
They're there all year.
I see them more in the summertime.
Ah.
They're here all year. I just didn't know there was any of them bigger than a 20-foot footprint either until this year, till this past winter. Then I found that 21-inch print trackway in the snow, and then after the snow melted, I found a 22-inch print.
You got some big boys down there.
Before I found those, the biggest print I ever found was 20 inches.
Ah. What's the smallest one you ever found?
5 inches.
That's about the size I found in mine. I just found
And that was here not too long ago.
Yeah, it's been about 3 weeks since I found mine. No, it's been about a month.
That's about like me. It's been about a month since I found my little one.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
I have a question.
All right, go ahead.
Connie, do you
Take over from me, Daniel.
do you have any ideas? Any notion of we all think that they kind of give birth in the spring like everything else does. But do you have any idea or notion of how big they are when they're born? Can they walk as soon as they're born like a horse, or what are your thoughts on that?
I know last year, I think they're about the same size as a regular newborn baby like we have. And then after so long, they start to walk. Because I know last spring, I was about halfway between my winter area and my summer area in this little holler, and I heard a newborn baby crying, and this is the middle of the woods. And I know what a newborn baby sounds like, and it was a newborn baby crying in the woods. I couldn't figure out what the heck a newborn baby was doing in the middle of the woods, so I started for the sound. When I did, I was getting grunted, growled at, bushes was being shook, and everything all around me. So I backed off and left.
Yeah,
I'll never do that again.
Well, it sounds like
apparently they had a newborn there, and I was getting too close to it.
Yeah, it sounds like you didn't mean to get too close, but accidentally you did. And cool, because Fred and Daniel, was it Fred or Fred?
Yeah.
Have a recording of what they think is a newborn baby squatch.
That's Daniel.
Daniel. And didn't y'all go through every sound, every animal in the forest?
Yeah.
You couldn't find one.
Both of us went through every known animal in the state of Virginia that we knew that was in our areas, and nothing from a I started from babies and worked all the way up to adults. Nothing sounded like it. Not one thing. I couldn't find.
Well, Connie, you stepped out for you, but Connie said, uh, my question was to her, we all feel like they probably give birth in spring, but how, what, did she have any idea of what she thought they weighed or how soon could they walk or that kind of thing? And that she was saying it was she heard a newborn baby. And if she's had 3 or 4 youngins, she knows what a newborn baby sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
And she said
Oh, really?
it was a newborn baby sound, and they grunted and gruffed her out of the area.
I hear.
When did you say, Connie? It was spring last year?
What now?
Yeah, everybody was breaking up there for a second.
It takes her a minute to go through sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like she hears us, but it takes a minute to get through or something.
It would too, so yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What? No,
go ahead,
Dan.
Fred.
No. You,
Oh, okay. I just wanted to ask. This is. Now go ahead, Fred. I'm all right. I'll get to this in a little bit.
okay. Connie. How often? Hi. How often do you venture out across the road? How often?
I usually go out about every other day,
For an hour, half hour?
unless it's raining or something, and I hold off. I usually go up about 2 to 3 hours a day.
Oh, okay.
That's
That's
too
what,
good.
yeah, that sounds about like what I do. Because when I go out turkey hunting, now we done went from a half a day of hunting, and finally it's turkey season here, so we can do it all day now. So I can cover a lot more ground and stuff like that. What kind of food do you think they like in your area besides pears? And what kind of food? What kind of food?
Oh, they like turkey eggs.
Turkey. I didn't think about that. Anything else?
I do know they like turkey eggs. They like blackberries. Because I say they're fish. Because there's a pond, these ponds down here on this my old strip mine. There's plenty of things around here they can eat. There's raspberries. Besides, there's plenty of rabbits and everything around here.
So you got a real good constant flow of a food source there that keeps them around, and they're safe in that area.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
Oh yeah. This place is eat up with deer around here, along with the wild turkeys.
I might have to come down and go turkey hunting with you one day.
And Connie, did you say there's a good stream that runs not too far from the house?
It runs behind my house. There's a creek down in my area, along with and all kinds of springs that run all the time.
Perfect.
This place around here there's water everywhere.
Yeah. Have you
all year round?
Yeah. Have you found any structures like where an 8-foot tree is snapped in one direction, and if you look around, do you see others?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever tried to follow them bent snap trees? And where does it take you to?
Yeah, they always lead to water. One's here always led me to water.
Okay.
Hey, can I make a state? Can I make a statement about that real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I remember, see, Fred brought that up with what you guys are talking about. Fred had brought that to my attention, and how it points into the direction of water. And now you just shared that information with us. Now, in my one of my recent videos from being out there this past weekend, I was following these structures that were in a cluster, and they were kind of like zigzagging going down the ridge that I was hiking down. And I kept going down there, and it's exactly what it led to. A very nice stream, and that runs down through there. And there was another one that branched into it. It was like out in the middle of the woods, and it was an intersection, where the a small creek met the bigger stream. So I thought that was pretty interesting. That's what all led down to that. So now,
Yeah, because
all
all
three of them. Oh yeah, go ahead.
the ones that I found um took me in two directions. One of them it took me to a water source, which was a hole in the ground about big as a wash, 20 foot deep. One I followed was like a stump that was upside down with the roots up, and it had little X's made by like 8 or 9 X's, and it had one long stick laid on it going in one direction. Well, I followed that one, and it took me to a day bed in that one area. And I've got a lot of we got a lot of areas or birthing beds in my area.
Hmm.
You know, yeah. I've
Yeah.
every time we bring girls in, we get a load of activity.
Yeah, just having my daughter there. That one night, me and her were camping up there. I was on the phone with you, and you told me to have her do like a howl or do like a whoo or a whoop or something, and I had her do one, and then that's when things started staring
Go,
up right there at camp.
go, go lay down, Aries.
Yeah.
Go, go.
I told Dan. I told
Hush.
there's a big dog. Let me meet you,
That's
Connie.
that's my big baby in the background. She's mad. No, she's mad because I
That's why the Bigfoot knock on your
won't
mom's
let her out
house.
of the house because she's in heat.
Yeah. So
One thing
what?
I wanted to ask you. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Fred.
Go ahead.
No, you.
I want
No,
to hear
you.
about.
Okay.
Hey, when I take girls in or a back there, I took one lady named Jennifer Sandberg back there, chattering, but I didn't say nothing. I picked it up. Then she told me, I said, hear what? She said, they're chattering. I said, what are they saying? She said, I don't know. Listen. And just out of pure hell, I said, oh, they're talking about you. You know, and they come real close, and they start Daniel and another person into this one chattering for about 5 minutes. The end of my in the trail spot, and the person and about 20 yards we had something on. I'll say it was a juvenile, something a little bigger. You know, it just it. What kind of sound was that? Do you remember what it was? I think it was a bird or something like that.
Mm, yeah, I couldn't remember. Yeah, it was weird.
Cause it
But now, do you
followed.
remember or there was another time we were getting activity right there at your camp when the newspaper reporters came out there. Um, it was actually we went out into the woods a couple different times. We went out before while it was still light out, and then we went out after it got dark. And you had Mike, Mike Tripp
Yeah.
with you. You guys went out towards the field all the way in the back. You went pretty far back. We went just beyond the camp area, up on the lower trail, and it was me, the reporter girl, Laura, and then her coworker. I forget the guy's name, but we were staying in just one little cluster. I had my parabolic mic and everything. We were listening around, and that's when we were on the radio communicating back and forth. And we all heard it. We stopped in our tracks. We were talking quietly amongst ourselves, and then me and Laura stopped and turned in the same direction that we heard whoop, and that's when we radioed to you guys. I was like, "Did you guys just do a whoop?" And you guys said no, and we had you yell, do a howl. We barely heard that one so far from as far as you guys were away. So there was something in between us that day, and we knew it wasn't you guys because that confirmed it though.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun
Well,
this
that was
week.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun this weekend. Well, Connie, I thank you so much, my dear, for coming on, and we learned something, and I hope you get a photograph or your mom get a photograph of that squatch. Then I want to
Oh
see
yeah.
how happy she is when she gets it.
We're trying.
But do that little trick I told you about. Do that little trick I
No
told
one
you.
else should be jumping joy.
Yeah, I want you to do that little trick I told you about the wind chimes. I want you to do a trick. I want you to do that. Remember what I told you last night?
Yeah,
Do that.
I will.
Because if it's
Yeah.
a juvenile, he'll have to come underneath of it and reach up.
I sure will.
And that way you get it on the computer and on
Yeah.
camera video and everything. So
Exactly.
yeah, so I will have you on again very shortly. Get out there and blow them out of the water.
Alrighty.
Yeah,
we got
definitely
any,
keep us informed of. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely keep us informed.
I sure will.
Want to hear of anything new that happens, and like I've been following and seeing a lot of your posts on Facebook. Keep up the great work. You've been finding some great stuff. Your tracks. You made an awesome looking cast there, by the way. You did a good job. Yeah, like I said, just keep it up. Be
That cast, that just
persistent in
blew
what
me
you're doing.
away.
Yeah. So I appreciate what you do myself. I really do. And thanks for sharing what you do.
yeah,
It's very appreciated.
yeah.
No problem.
Leo, you got any last comments or anything you want to say? Leo, hold on for a second here. Hold on. Let me find out where she's at. Where's Leo? Where's Leo?
I see she's muted right now.
Leo. Connie, I thank you so very much, and I will have you on again. Not too long in the future, I'll have
Alright.
you on here again, and I want to hear I want to hear you say,
Like I say, this has been a barrel of fun.
good.
Yeah,
I want to hear
absolutely.
you. Yeah, because next time I bring you on here, I want your mom to be on with you. I want to hear her experiences about right now. Okay. Well, you have a good one. I thank you. And okay, folks, stay on the line, real. Stay with me, Connie.
Yeah, and Monday, I want to throw out there for everybody. This coming Monday, 7:00, we're gonna have a podcast special. We're gonna have a discussion on all evidence or anything that we experienced for this coming weekend. So hopefully we'll have a story and some information to share with you guys.
Yeah.
Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, we got a crazy boy in Leo's chair. It's her son.
Yeah, that's her son.
Yeah, and everything. Okay, stay on the line, Leo. Okay.